Law enforcement on the peninsula is doing its part to fight crime. That's after an increase in homicides in both Newport News and Hampton. This morning, Newport News Police Chief met with the media to address community policing concerns. 10 on your side's Jason Marks was at that meeting. He joins us live with the latest details. Jason?
And Lex, Newport News Police Chief Richard Myers made it very clear today that his department needs help from the community to make this area a safer place. He says his officers just simply cannot do it alone. They need help from the public. Now, this was the first of a bi-weekly meeting that the chief wants to hold from now on. He wants to give the community a chance to get together and come up with solutions, and that's why he's going to have these meetings once every 2 weeks. Myers also touched upon the city's 31 homicides last year and 120 non-fatal shooting victims. He says the chief says noteworthy in those shootings, the number of people who would not cooperate with police. Instead, they would say to officers sometimes they would take care of it on their own. That was what the victims were saying, meaning they were going to go back and obviously use gun violence to even the score. He says this is where the community needs to step forward and break the cycle of gun violence. The chief had a message to those in the community who do want to commit crimes.
To those who prey on our community, who create fear in neighborhoods, who act violently in ways that civil people would never consider, if you choose to do this in Newport News, keep looking over your shoulder, because we do not rest.
Yeah, and the chief also mentioned his violent crime task force. That was set up in November to hit 5 spots in the city that were considered the crime hotspots. They had officers who really specialized in those areas. And since November 1st, so we're only talking about 2 months, those officers made 66 arrests and 165 felony charges were charged during that time. And he said those officers were out in the community talking to citizens, also making arrests. And that was all part of this community policing idea. We'll have much more on this story coming up tonight, starting on WAVY News 10 and 4. But for now, that's the latest here in Newport News. Jason Marks, 10 on your side.